people can be unkind, vindictive, thoughtless, ambitious, ambitious to the extent that they don't care who they hurt. Maybe they are weak-spirited, so that something is happening and they don't object because they're just too weak to interrupt the event or the sequence of events. Whatever the reason, your main role is to recognize the impact that it's having on you. So one way is to write it down. Another way is to actually record it. We all have devices now. Record it. If you can't record it at the time that it happens, record it immediately after, so that you have as much facts in your mind as you possibly can have before the impact of the trauma starts to really take a hold. So while you're still locked into that event, and there's relatively close proximity to the event, you record everything. The other thing is to find a support network. Find people. If you believe in a higher power, go to the higher power. Wherever it is you need to go to get your therapy, to get witnessed, to get heard, go there. Go there so that they can, number one, witness you in this, but also they can help you to record things that may become vague. They can also reflect back at you whether or not what it is you went through is actually what you think you went through. So yes, you may have been impacted by something, but the event itself might have been something that happens all the time, or happens to people, but it just happened to you a certain kind of way. So you can get that kind of trusting feedback. Really important to go to people you trust. Then document the sequence of events as if you were going into a courtroom. Capture all the evidence. Make sure that when you decide to act, because you may decide just to be quiet, but when you decide to act, that you have empirical data, you have evidence. It's not that I feel like this happened and I thought that somebody said this and I think they meant that and they seem to do that. No, you want evidence. You want to be able to speak from a position of strength, and that position of strength is demonstrated by you providing evidence. Because sometimes the situations are so far-fetched and hard to believe that it would be difficult for you to convince anybody, and then when you're trying to convince them, you're reliving it, and when you're reliving it, then you're experiencing the trauma again. That's not good. So once you've done all of that, you're actually beginning to discharge the impact. You're beginning to have a relationship with the thing without the thing consuming you. And I think that is not said. There is often nowhere to go, definitely not in the organization, unless it's a forward-thinking organization that values its human resources. That's not a feeling. That is based on surveys that have been carried out. The results of the surveys is that the staff, the stakeholders don't feel valued, don't feel heard. In various iterations of data collection and analysis, it is clear that there is work to be done. And so you really want to make sure that that course of events or that culture doesn't impact on your ability to be, I guess, a discrete sovereign being. Once you've done that and you have found the people who you can talk to, and it won't necessarily be, everybody's not going to look the same. It's not necessarily going to be your family alone or your friends alone. You may have to reach out for professional help. So get yourself a therapist, get yourself a coach, get yourself a specialist in the area. Arm yourself for the response to your objection, because there will be a response to your objection. Here we are again, giving ourselves to ourselves.